So this is a very meaningful exhibition for me, and I have been working very hard to bring it all together. And it's wonderful to see you guys all here to come and see it. To put paintings on a wall and to have people come and see them, it's a wonderful experience, and honestly I appreciate it very much. So it's 1 month till the exhibition opens, which is very exciting. Wee bit daunting, but more exciting than nervous. I'm fairly on track. So with my creative practice, there was kind of like 2 things which really sent me in the direction which I'm on just now. One of them was when I was in art school and I started using a laser cutter. And you can see the process for all of these paintings, all of them use a laser cutter. What I've got here is my delivery from the laser cutters. So I'm going to open this. And then when you look at this, the Triskel, it's class. So in uni I had a love of abstract painting. I loved colour, I loved texture, and I loved just very expressive painting. You also loved geometry and the complexity of geometry. And I designed a lot of things on the computer, and these 2 interests seemed very separate. They seemed quite incompatible. And then when I started putting paintings through a laser cutter, I could then bring my geometric designs and combine that with the abstract painting. And it was like an epiphany moment for me when I developed a process which I still use to this day. What I mean by that is I design the compositions on the computer, send them off to the laser cutter, they cut them all for me, and then send them back. So this is before I've stuck it all together. So I've painted this, I've varnished this, and I'm going to stick this down later today. I've got all these other pieces which is going to slot it all together. Another thing was when I was looking into the mandala. So mandala is a geometric symbol, it expands outwards from a central point, and it's been used all across the world by countless generations. And there's always very similar themes to it. It was always used as a form of meditation, a form of self-discovery, a way to understand yourself in the world. And for me, art is a very kind of spiritual pursuit. I'm trying to understand myself in the world while I'm doing that. And when I first started looking into mandala, I would look into like exotic ideas of say like India and China, looking into like distant philosophies. And there was a kind of like an excitement to being very far away, but like a lot of us would obviously overlook what was right in front of us. I moved to Ireland a couple of years ago and stayed there for about a year. And in Ireland I really started to question where I was from. And was kind of looking into my own past. And also I'm from Scotland, but Scotland and Ireland, there's such like a crossover between them, there's so many similarities between them. So I really started to look into Celtic culture. People speculate about what it is, mostly like the Pictish symbols. People speculate about what they mean, don't really know what they mean because they didn't really write much down. Most of what they know comes from the symbols they'd left behind. It's just captivating, man, I don't know what it is. Which makes me like more captivated by it. Because you're like, what is it? What did they think it was? So I think there's something to trying to understand the spirituality and the artwork of where you're from. It's almost like it's embedded in your psyche in a way that you can't fully understand. So I really connected with it when I was working on it. It just completely consumes my whole mind. Like, I'm just thinking about it all the time. It's like the whole day is just centred around making paintings. And so I directed my attention back towards Scotland's ancient past, trying to understand where we came from, trying to understand my own roots, so to speak. And taking the ideas, I loved looking for the ideas far away. I benefited a lot from that. But this exhibition's really been bringing it back home, looking into myself, looking into where I've came from. Yeah, so I'm very glad you guys are all here. And hopefully you get an insight into the ancient people of Scotland. And maybe a wee bit insight into my mind. And it obsesses my mind. And there's a franticness to it. However, it is when I'm most happy. And it's happiness in a very strange sense of the word. It's not like I'm sitting here smiling the whole time painting. There's frustrations, there's challenges to go over. It's like, there's ecstatic, like this thing works really well and you get very excited by it. There's fuck this bit up, this thing's not that good. You can get down about it, but I don't know, it's like it just lights me up. Just something about painting which is hard to explain.
But also, I hope it feels like you're maybe looking into the past, looking into the ancient people of Scotland, but breathing new life into it in a modern way. So thank you very much for being here to experience it. I really appreciate all you guys being here.